Hi there, my magical star beings. This is Psychic Siren Tarot, and welcome to the channel. In today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at how people see you versus how you see yourself. So, the reason why I'm doing this reading is because sometimes the way other people see us may not always be how we see ourselves, and sometimes it's just nice to compare the two to see what's kind of going on there. Sometimes, other people can see us a certain way and put projections or assumptions onto us that maybe aren't true, and it can cause us to internalize our self-worth. Sometimes people see us in a way where they see the beauty within us that we may not always see within ourselves. So sometimes we can find that happens from opposite sides of the coin. So that's what I'm kind of expecting from this reading, but let's see what comes through. We do have 3 piles to choose from. For pile number 1, we have the Crystal Peacock Ore with the Muse Tarot. For pile number 2, we have Strawberry Obsidian with the Sacred Sisterhood Tarot. And for pile number 3, we have Agate with the Light Seers Tarot. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to pick a pile, pick whichever one you are most drawn to. So once you're done picking a pile, please find the timestamps for your pile in the description box below, and then I'll see you at your reading. Hi there, my pile number ones. If you chose this Peacock or Crystal and the Muse Tarot, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at how other people see you versus how you see yourself. So please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. If you do find yourself resonating, then please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Also, if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, I'm almost fully booked and I'm taking my last few bookings for the year. After that, I will be taking a break from personal readings, so if you don't want to miss out, you can find my email address in the description box below. So I put your crystal over here to save some space. On this side, we're going to take a look at how other people see you, and on this side, we're going to take a look at how you see yourself and kind of compare the two. So I have already kind of shuffled the deck well. So let's invite in your spirit guides and see what comes up for you. So spirit guides of pile number 1. Spirit guides of pile number 1. How do people see pile number 1? How do people see pile number 1? So you do have the 6 of Pentacles showing up first. How do people see them? We have the 10 of Pentacles. So interesting that your first 2 cards are Pentacle cards. Maybe some of you are Earth signs, or you could have some fire in your chart with the King of Wands here, the Muse of Inspiration. And at the back of the deck, you do have the 8 of Pentacles. So a lot of Earth energy showing up here. If you're not an Earth sign, then people could just see you as extremely grounded, rational, like you make very good decisions for yourself. Maybe they see you as somebody that's ambitious. That kind of energy is what I see here. Very like relaxed and comforting in some way as well. Okay, so how other people see you with the 6 of Pentacles, this could indicate that other people see you as quite a generous person. You love to give to others. Your generosity could show in multiple different forms depending on who's watching. So for example, as I tap in clairvoyantly, I'm visually seeing a mother feed her baby, or somebody kind of like take care of the house, take care of the whole household, be very family orientated. Or I'm seeing somebody take their friends out for coffee or for drinks. Or maybe you give very thoughtful presents, or you write very thoughtful text messages to people that, lift up and brighten their day. That's what I'm seeing intuitively. So take it out if it resonates to you, but there's something about generosity here. I'm even seeing like somebody buy pizza for their friends or food for their friends, things like that, but it doesn't just have to come in material form. So that's how other people see you. And there's something about you wanting reciprocal connections in your life. There's something about you wanting people in your life that are going to reciprocate that giving energy you're giving. And it's not like you're giving with expecting something in return, but I think you. Sorry, I was interrupted by a phone call there, pile number one. But what I was saying was, there's something about you wanting people in your life that are going to reciprocate what you're giving, because maybe you had a lot of people in your life that just never gave back to you and it drained you and it made you feel like you were always there for them or you were always giving to them, but they were never giving back to you in any type of way. And so you want to surround yourself with other givers as well, so that you never find yourself just draining yourself. Maybe some of you could have healed people pleasing habits as well, could have learned how to give to yourself as well, become a little bit more selfish in a healthier way where you learn to set boundaries and all of that. So I am seeing that. Again, people could see you as a very family orientated person with 10 of Pentacles, because I was seeing family. Maybe some of you have children of your own, or you're always caring for your nieces, nephews, cousins, younger siblings. Maybe some of you took care of your younger siblings. I'm also seeing an energy of like family means everything to me, or I want to create my own family, or something about pets, like maybe you're a pet lover. With the Muse of Inspiration, King of Wands, people definitely see you as somebody that is very inspiring in your own way because of your ambition. The King of Wands is a very ambitious energy. This is leadership energy. So some of you could be in leadership roles within your career, or people could see the potential of you going that route. So for example, people could see you being a businessman or businesswoman, or being in some kind of manager or leadership position. People just see that energy within you. Maybe some of you work for yourself and you kind of just do your own thing there. So that's what I'm picking up for some of you. For some of you, I pick up that maybe you're currently in college or studying something at the moment, and you have that kind of ambition where you're very focused on your career at the moment if you're not studying. Or you could be working and studying at the same time. I'm seeing that for somebody here. So maybe if you do resonate with that, maybe the work you're putting in, the skills you're kind of polishing up is inspiring to others, where they see you really focusing so hard on what you want to do and, putting in the work and the action in what you want to do, putting in the effort. And there's also something about neatness, tidiness, and cleanliness when people see you. And you seeming so put together, you seem like that type of person that just has your life together, like you're very organized, but you also have a lot of like passion for what you do, where you really want to master your skills. People could also see you as talented at something, or you have certain strengths within something, even if you do not realize it. They see you as talented at something, where your talent inspires them as well. Some of you could be very good with money and budgeting and all those things. That's what I'm seeing for somebody here. So how does my pile number ones see themselves? How does my pile number one see themselves? So we do have the Emperor. How does my pile number one see themselves? We have the Star. I love this. This is giving self-confidence. Oh, okay, we have the Nine of Swords. Okay. So how you see yourself, you may see yourself as somebody that does have a powerful side to you. The Hermit is at the back of the deck, so there could also be a lot of Virgo energy here, or Aries with the Emperor and Aquarius. And I mentioned earth signs. So there's something about you maybe seeing yourself as a deep thinker, a very introspective person, somebody that's always thinking. And maybe some of you read up on psychology or philosophy and things like that, or you have certain interests that are unique to you. You could see yourself as a unique person, like you're very rare and unique in some way. And I see that you could see yourself as the type of person that has the potential to be seen, the potential to achieve a lot. However, maybe some of you struggle with procrastination. Maybe some of you struggle with putting yourself out there, or imposter syndrome, or even anxiety. And that may be how you see yourself, but I don't think that's how other people see you. I don't think they see the anxiety or the imposter syndrome or anything like that. You definitely see yourself as somebody that shines like a star. I think you've built a lot of self-confidence over time, even though maybe sometimes you do have your days where you struggle, but you are doing really well in that sense. You are somebody that's currently seeing your own progress in whatever you're doing. That's what I'm hearing. And again, there's a lot of potential to be in some kind of leadership position with the Emperor, or some of you could already be there. You could see yourself as somebody that's made a lot of changes to your life, bettered yourself, got to know yourself on a deeper level, where you're really trying to figure out who you are on a soul level. You could also see yourself as somebody that has a big heart, somebody that's loyal, somebody that's always there for others, so compassionate, and also very strong and resilient. Okay, so now let's take a look at how other people see you. So you do have the Queen of Wands, which kind of matches up to what we spoke about with you. Some people could see you as very confident within yourself, or they could see you building that confidence and self-love within yourself, where you're learning to see your own worth, or you have always been this way. Since the Four of Cups is at the back of the deck as I'm shuffling the cards, I feel like some of you maybe never always were this confident. Maybe you had some insecurities or some things about you that you weren't exactly happy with. But I do feel like people also see you as somebody that makes changes when you're not happy with something you're doing. So say, for example, let's say I've been procrastinating a lot and I'm not happy with that habit I've been partaking in. And I try to change something about myself by getting more organized, by getting up and doing things, and not self-sabotaging by procrastinating, for example. That could be an example of the energy. Or looking within to change something about the self with maybe qualities that don't make us feel the best about ourselves, or maybe we have some insecurities about ourselves, so now we're healing the self-worth and learning to love ourselves and things like that. So that's what I see with the Queen of Wands. People also see you as a bold person, somebody that has large desires, like a large love for life, if that makes sense. People see you as a passionate person, like I said before. It's funny that we have the King of Wands and Queen of Wands, so perhaps some of you could be in a relationship with somebody that's very similar to you, with somebody that always motivates you to be your best self, that motivates you towards your goals, or some of you could have a best friend that is very similar to you in nature. Or this could be your energy where you know how to balance out the masculine and feminine energies within you. So you have the Ace of Pentacles. And we all have masculine and feminine energies within us. And it's good to find that balance. So you have the Ace of Pentacles, Muse of Emotions, King of Cups. So it's funny that you got both the muses opposite each other. So people could literally see you as like a muse, somebody that is inspiring, like I said before. People could see you as a person that gains a lot of opportunities your way, or attracts a lot of opportunities to you. The Queen of Wands talks about somebody that's very magnetic and lucky in some way. And combined with the Ace of Pentacles, I see that energy amplified, where it's like people see you as somebody that's lucky and attracts opportunities your way easily. Maybe some of you are very good at manifesting, and that is what I see here. However, some of you may listen to this and disagree with this, because maybe people haven't seen the struggles you've gone through to gain those opportunities, or the hard work you had to put in to gain those opportunities. So people also see you as somebody that is fierce and brave and fearless in some way, which is totally opposite to how you see yourself. So I wonder why that is, but that's what I'm seeing. With the Muse of Emotions, King of Cups, people see you as somebody that is emotionally balanced, that rarely reacts harshly to things. And if you do react harshly to something, it's because somebody really did something bad to you that was out of pocket, that was out of line, and you were just standing up for yourself in some type of way. So, because people see you as this calm, emotionally balanced person that rarely ever acts out or reacts harshly to things, when you do, they trust that it's for a good reason. They trust that, okay, maybe that person's doing something to pile number one that they shouldn't be doing, because I feel the energy of betrayal when I'm in the energy. Maybe some of you have experienced wounds of betrayal in this lifetime. The King of Cups here also tells me people are inspired by your sense of calmness. When they see you being so calm, they aspire to be like that themselves and be like, okay, I'm not going to react to this stupid thing that is going to make me angry now, but I'll calm down within one day about it. I'm not going to react to it. I'm going to remain composed, like pile number one. Or let's say something really let's say they're feeling really emotional that morning and they try to almost like calm themselves down, and then they remember you and they're like, okay, pile number one's so calm, be calm like pile number one. But that doesn't mean that you run from your own emotions, because feeling is the way to heal. But I do think you remain composed, where people find that inspirational, because they also want to be calm and collected too in their emotions and not let their emotions have control over them. Okay, so that's how other people are seeing you, as like inspiring in that sense. People also see you as, I wanted to say another word, but then I heard intimidating. So why do people see pile one as intimidating, spirit? I was about to say emotionally intelligent, and that you like mirror people well, or you know how to match people's energies. So let's say if somebody comes up to you and is very bubbly and lighthearted and friendly, like you're gonna be like that too. Let's say somebody comes up to you and is like very calm and chill, you're gonna be like that too. So sometimes people may think you're very similar to them due to like you matching their energy, even if you're not. Like sometimes they'll be like, oh, we're so similar. This person gets me. This person vibes with me, which is not a bad thing, but that's what I see here. So why do people find pile one intimidating, spirit? I'm just going to close my eyes and see if I can tap into that. There's something about you always being on time, or you always seeming like you have your life together, like you always seeming organized. People maybe even think of you as somebody that's a morning bird, somebody that wakes up early to get things done. And that could be intimidating to others, especially if they feel as though they're not doing anything in their life, or they're not like going after their ambitions. It could cause some insecurities within people, and an intimidation of like, how will you see me? Will you see me as like somebody that is unorganized because you're organized? Where maybe sometimes they feel a little bit scared of how you would perceive them. And I'm feeling a solar plexus wound. So this would be like people that have a lot of insecurities. To do with how other people see them. We have the Justice card in reverse for how you see yourself. Okay, so perhaps you've experienced a lot of unfair things in life, a lot of injustices, and you've had to become powerful and strong, and you've had to become this person that almost defends yourself. Because I'm seeing the Seven of Wands in my mind. So although other people may see you as calm, cool, and collected, you may see yourself as somebody that like needs to defend yourself more. So that's quite interesting. I actually relate to you a lot, pile number one, if you resonate with that, because yeah, I just relate to it. But anyways, like maybe you just experience a lot of people maybe being dishonest with you or disloyal to you. And maybe you've had some truths come out about people around you that weren't having your best interest in mind. Justice here reverse can also represent you being extremely protected in the spiritual realms, where when people do you wrong, they get instant karma. Okay, so we also have the Wheel of Fortune. You could see yourself as a light worker, since the Wheel of Fortune is opposite the star. somebody that's here to spread light to people, somebody that is a truth seeker. You dislike lies and dishonesty. And there's something about you thinking of yourself as somebody that has a big purpose, somebody that is here to fulfill something. Maybe some of you are still trying to find your purpose, whereas maybe others of you have already made your way towards that and started taking steps towards that. You could also see yourself as somebody that has big dreams of your own that you want to achieve, like other people see you. Page of Pentacles. No, Page of Swords. Maybe people see you as somebody. No, this is you. Sorry, pile number one. I'm getting a little bit confused here. Page of Swords. You see yourself as somebody that may be a little bit sophisticated in some way for some of you. Very much like, I'm looking at her clothing, and again, there's like this put together energy of like, I like to show up to places where I look put together, where I look clean, where I look tidy, where my shirt is ironed, because first impressions matter, things like that. So I'm seeing that with some of you. And there's something about you seeing yourself as somebody that loves to learn, somebody that's very curious. And you also try to dive in deeply into psychology, like I said before, as to like maybe why you feel certain things. And maybe that's where the emotional intelligence comes from. Because let's say you're anxious about something. I see you diving deep into that and analyzing that anxiety and trying to observe it from afar and kind of like try to figure out why it's there in the first place instead of trying to run from it, so that you can find the root cause and heal it. And that's what I see with your energy in terms of how you see yourself. You're an intellectual, and you connect to people on a mental level. And you're very curious about people. You love to observe people when you first meet them. You could have also learned to pick up the gift of discernment along your life's journey, where because you've had so many people lie to you and be dishonest and kind of just be untrustworthy towards you, you've had to learn to hone in on those discernment skills, that gift of discernment and intuition, where you really observe people to see if there are any red flags there. So maybe some of you also are struggling with trust issues at the moment. So how other people see you. 10 of Wands reversed. How other people see you. 8 of Pentacles. That was at the back of the deck earlier. And then you have the 2 of Wands. Okay, so I'm hearing the word confused. I know I said I was confused earlier, but I'm literally hearing the word confused. And the High Priestess is popping out. So maybe some of you are really intuitive, and people literally see you that way, or see you as somebody that just sees right through them. If they don't know what intuition is, or they're not spiritual, they could just see you as somebody that knows things before it happens, or just like kind of has a good judge of character or something like that. And when I heard confused, okay, I think it's about what I said when I said sometimes you match people's energies, and they don't know if you are really like similar to them, or if you're just kind of matching the vibe. Okay, so that's what I feel there. But there also may be some sense of confusion in the way that other people see you, where they try to figure you out, and maybe they feel like they can't figure you out as a person. Like maybe they see you as very mysterious in some way, right? And with the 10 of Wands reversed, I think there's something about like learning to make time for rest. For some of you, learning how to deal with people-pleasing habits, learning how to give to yourself, self-care during burnout. That's how I see the 10 of Wands reversed. It's like we're resting and taking self-care time for ourselves, being a little bit selfish when we've overgiven in some way, but a healthy amount of selfish where it's like, I'm finally giving to myself because maybe I have poured myself out to everybody else except myself, and I need to pour that back into me before I can give to others, so that I can feel sane or mentally okay. So maybe some of you have struggled with burnout. Maybe you've been a very hard worker. Maybe some of you people could see you as perfect or perfectionistic. Take whatever resonates. And even if you don't see yourself that way, maybe they're just projecting that based on like how they're seeing you. There's something about looking at all sides of things before you make a decision, trying to really figure out what decision's best for you. I see somebody like writing down the pros and cons to something, finding practical ways to make decisions. This is a silly example, but let's say you have like a person that you're not really sure you want to be with anymore, and you write a pros and cons list about them to really get clear on what it is that you're seeing about this person and maybe why you're feeling a certain way. So before you go and make a rash decision, you really plan it first and you really think it through. So that's what I see here. How they see themselves. You have the Knight of Swords. You have the Hermit again. This was at the back of the deck earlier. I find it funny that two of the back of the deck cards came out like in the same position. And you have the Empress. So with the Empress, you could see yourself as a very beautiful person or a very handsome person inside and out. You could also see yourself as a mystery to people or like an enigma, or you try not to show too much of yourself too early. You try to hone in on your privacy, or you like your own privacy. And with the Queen of Wands, though, other people could see you as like a little bit more sexier in some way. Okay, with the Hermit here, again, you're somebody that's a deep thinker. You've really gone within and gotten to know yourself. Some of you could be a little bit more introverted in nature, or you could like your alone time to recharge. Maybe some of you have a social battery and you can't always be around people all the time. I was about to swear, I don't know why. But maybe there's like a frustration here of like, I don't want to be around people all the time. Like, I need my alone time. Maybe there's a frustration here where maybe some people haven't given you space when you needed that space to recharge, or they took it personally. There's also something about like maladaptive daydreaming I'm hearing, and late replies, and trying to heal something within yourself. The Knight of Swords could also represent you being in this go, go, go energy, this very ambitious energy, where you're just like very focused on your goals. I see you having a tunnel vision towards your goals, whether that be the internal work you're doing on yourself or just like the external things you're going towards. But with the Empress, you're also trying to balance out this energy. With Justice reversed, maybe you could struggle with imbalances. That's how you view yourself, perhaps, where it's like, I'm trying to balance out work with pleasure. I'm trying to balance out where maybe sometimes I'm like more go with the flow, sometimes I'm more hardworking and like go, go, go. So maybe you're trying to figure out a schedule for you, or the right routine for you that allows you to balance out pleasures and going towards your goals and your ambitions and things like that. And the Muse of Materials is at the back of the deck, which is the King of Pentacles. So you could see yourself as somebody that wants to achieve a lot, somebody that's business minded, all of those things that I mentioned before. And there's also something about you seeing yourself as somebody that's very nurturing, like I said before, very kind-hearted. You just love the thought of love, and you love giving love to people. You could also like the finer things in life, since the King of Pentacles is at the back of the deck with the Empress. These cards both talk about abundance, or you could be working your way towards financial abundance or security. If it's not like, okay, I want to get rich, maybe it's like, I just want financial security and comfort, if that makes sense. And I don't want to worry about money, since it's opposite the Nine of Swords. So this is what I have for you. I do hope this reading resonated. Let me know what you thought of this reading down below in the comments. Did it resonate for you? Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hi there, my pile number twos. If you chose the Strawberry Obsidian Crystal and the Sacred Sisterhood Tarot, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at how other people view you versus how you see yourself. So please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. If you do find yourself resonating, then please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Also, if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, I am taking my last few bookings for the year. I'm almost fully booked, so if you don't want to miss out, please find my email address in the description box below. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the cards that you chose. On this side, we're going to take a look at how other people see you, and then on this side, how you see yourself, and kind of compare the two. So Spirit Guides of pile number two, Spirit Guides of pile number two. How do other people see them? How do other people see pile number two? We have the Ace of Swords. How do other people see them? So you have the Nine of Pentacles. You also have the Four of Cups. And you have the Moon. Okay, so this could be my intuitive pile. You could be very hidden in some way. Like maybe there's something about you always being at home or always being in your room, or something about like I'm always keeping to myself. Whenever I'm looking for you, I can't find you. So for example, let's say I try to call you and then I can't find you. Maybe you're busy. Let's say I'm trying to find you at school and work, but I can't find you because maybe you're somewhere else. There's this feeling of like you're out of reach, out of touch to me or to the person like viewing you. With the Four of Cups, next to the Nine of Pentacles, people could see you as the type of person that has achieved a lot, the type of person that is very independent or hyper independent, and you could write for some of you, or you could be very good with your words. However, maybe there's something about a feeling of like I've achieved so much, but I'm never fully satisfied with everything. Or maybe I put my self-worth in my accomplishments. So whether that's true or not, this is just how they're seeing you. It could be a projection, it could be true, but whatever it is, this is what I'm seeing. And with the Ace of Swords, I see people thinking of you as like an intelligent person, a person that has a gift to do with the mind, to do with thinking, to do with communication, whether that be written communication or communication in person. People may see hidden aspects of you that you may not see within yourself. So I have done a reading like that recently, I think. So if you want to check it out, go and check it out. Just scroll through my videos. But I see like hidden aspects of you that you may not show everybody, that maybe people see or pick up on subconsciously or energetically. People also see you as a loyal person. There's a lot of Cancer energy within this pile, as well as Gemini. And I'm also feeling Taurus and Capricorn. People could see you as a person that is sort of like a fashionista, or you love fashion, you love expressing yourself, like hidden aspects of yourself through, and your personality through fashion, through style, through the way you do your hair, your makeup, whatever it is. I see that. People could see you as a person that loves to take pictures of yourself, loves to get dressed up, loves to go out, but not all the time. You could be like an ambivert where sometimes you love to go out and, dress up and have fun, but then sometimes, let's say you love to sit in your room and just read, or kind of like watch movies or series and kind of just stay hidden from the world, if that makes sense. People could see you as a person that is very deep as well, that is very connected to your emotions. Maybe some of you journal and write all your emotions down to help you heal and help you better understand yourself or what you're feeling, help you transform whatever feeling you're experiencing and, alchemize that. People could also see you as a person that has a sassier side to you. And that's what I'm seeing in how other people see you. So how does pile number 2 see themselves? How does pile number 2 see themselves? You have the Knight of Swords. You have the Ace of Wands. And you have the High Priestess. So this is definitely the intuitive pile, very intuitive pile. Pile 1 was also intuitive, but I just find it funny that the Moon and the High Priestess came out together. So what I'm seeing here with you is you could be a very spiritual person. You could be very connected to Mother Earth or nature. Some of you could be like working with herbs and things like that. Or you could be somebody that has a lot of knowledge within the occult, within spirituality. You could have a lot of wisdom. You could be very good at giving people advice, and that's how you see yourself. Some of you could relate to being like a witch. I'm specifically seeing like herbs and green witch or kitchen witch or something like that. You could see yourself as a very creative person, as a very bubbly and energetic person with the Ace of Wands, as a person that is comfortable with your sensuality and sexuality. You could also see yourself as somebody that has a very light-hearted side to you. You could try to be a very positive person or think in a positive mindset. You could also have gone through a lot of transformations on your own. Maybe a lot of you have tattoos in this pile because there's a butterfly tattoo here and a snake tattoo. Maybe someone has that tattoo, or like a moon tattoo or something. Like maybe someone has a tarot card tattoo. I'm seeing that in my mind. Or like a witchy aesthetic or vibe. I'm definitely seeing that with this pile. Some of you could be healers as well. I'm seeing something about making your own ointments. That's just for somebody here. You could see yourself as somebody that has a sweet tooth or loves fruits. You could see yourself as somebody that likes to go out and about and kind of just chill on your own and do fun things on your own sometimes, like maybe take yourself out to a restaurant or something like that, or maybe skate like we see here. So, since the Six of Cups is at the back of the deck, you could also see yourself as somebody that is trying to go deeper into healing your past. Um, okay, so you have some extra cards coming out. You have the Seven of Swords, you have the King of Pentacles. I will say a lot of the cards that came out in pile 1 from that different tarot deck are coming out for you. So if you are drawn, you can go watch that because I see a lot of similarities here. But anyways, there's also different energies. I see you trying to accept your shadow. I see you trying to like bring more love into your heart, but also you could be big on shadow work, on maybe accepting the sides of you that maybe you have deemed unworthy or unlovable in some way. And maybe there's something about like, I'm always constantly trying to work on myself and take accountability and try to better myself as a person. Like when I do something wrong or make a mistake, I'm always trying to fix it or, hold myself accountable and change the behavior and learn from the experience, and have compassion and forgiveness for myself. But you could also see yourself as somebody that is trying to let go of the things maybe other people have done to you that maybe have been deceitful, that has hurt you, that just felt not right to you, where you're trying to let go of maybe anger from those experiences or emotions from those experiences, and you're trying to let go of those experiences. Maybe some of you heal through writing or creativity, but that's just something I see here. Like I'm trying to heal myself from these experiences other people have put onto me, or yeah, something like that. And I'm trying to let go of these memories that, yeah, I'm trying to find wisdom from with the Hierophant behind the Six of Cups at the back of the deck. You're trying to grow as a person. That's what I see in terms of how you see yourself. You could also believe in fate and destiny and all those things. You could also work as a tarot reader and have some kind of purpose related to your spiritual gifts or just your gifts in general. And even if your work doesn't revolve around your spiritual gifts, you could use it in your everyday life where maybe you believe you are here to help people in some way. And even if your career doesn't revolve around it, maybe you could use it somewhat in your career. The King of Pentacles here next to the Wheel of Fortune tells me you want to do something within your career where you feel like you have purpose, where you feel like you're helping people. You don't want to just work somewhere because of the money or because of the security. Like you really want to feel like you're making a difference in the world and helping people. So that may be how you're seeing yourself. And maybe you believe that the universe will give back to you or reward you for the good energy and positivity you're putting out into the world. You have a very warm vibe and energy. Very, very sweet person. Okay, so how other people see you. You have the Six of Cups, so people definitely see you healing from these past experiences. Maybe they don't see the shadow work that you're doing or the hidden aspects of like the healing work you're doing, but they do see you trying to take wisdom from these past experiences and try to dive deeper into it and kind of just understand yourself and the other people better. Maybe you try to understand why they did what they did or try to find closure. I'm also seeing like I'm cutting cords from certain people that were toxic from my past or just cutting them out of my life completely and learning from the lessons, seeing the red flags and not overlooking those things anymore, learning to not just see things with rose-colored glasses, but see things as they are truthfully, and not ignore or overlook red flags. So that's how people are currently seeing you, like you're taking keys of wisdom from these maybe negative or emotional experiences. You have the Two of Wands showing up next. You have the Hermit at the back of the deck. You have the Queen of Swords. And you have the Five of Swords reversed. I'm hearing I never really hear from you anymore. Could it be that you're distancing yourself from certain people and they're mistaking it as like, you're not talking to me anymore, where maybe they don't realize what they did wrong? For some of you, I get that energy of like you ignoring or distancing yourself from certain people for your own mental health and them not getting it or understanding that it's literally something they did, where you're just trying to protect your peace. Because maybe you've tried to set boundaries with certain people, but they just don't listen. Or maybe you've had like manipulative people around you that try to gaslight you, or, they say they'll work on the behavior, but they never do. So it seems like you're just trying to protect your peace, and some battles aren't worth fighting over, is what I'm hearing, because it just makes you so stressed out that you don't want to hang out with them because you've spoken about it before. There could be a few people in your life where you spoke about the same issue countless times and they still haven't worked on it or fixed it. So you're kind of just distancing yourself from them. And they could be watching you from afar. And for others of you, I feel an energy of like I'm almost like isolating myself, because I'm hearing that song by Donkey from Shrek where he sings, I'm all alone. There's no one here beside me. So maybe for some of you, you have this energy of like, I almost go in hermit mode since the hermit card is at the back of the deck. Self isolate when I'm going through things. Maybe it's hard for me to ask people for help. Maybe it's hard for me to speak about my emotions to people and things like that. And maybe you speak to people that you feel close to, that you feel like can really be your support system, or maybe you just struggle with, reaching out to people in general. But maybe some of you have grown up in a way where you've been hyper independent, where you're so used to dealing with things on your own that it's weird. It feels weird for you to ask for help or to speak to people. But know there are people in your support system that do want to be there for you and offer you that emotional support and listen to you, whether it's like you needing to vent, whether it's you speaking about your emotions, whatever it is, they want to listen to you. They want to hear what you have to say. So, yeah, that's a message I see for some of you. With the Five of Swords reversed, um, next to the Queen of Swords, I'm hearing the song I Bite My Tongue, It's a Bad Habit. So maybe there's something about wanting to express yourself more to people, but then sometimes feeling the need to hide certain parts of yourself away out of like fear of judgment um or fear of the person maybe like using information against you if you have been manipulated or gaslighted a lot in the past, where it's like, I don't want to show everything about myself immediately until I trust you. um or maybe there's this feeling of like holding back my words, like I'm afraid to stand up for myself or speak my truth, um because I'm afraid maybe I will look like the bad one in the situation, or I'm afraid that maybe I will be gaslighted or manipulated into not speaking my truth. So I think you are trying to set more boundaries and speak your truth more and stand up for yourself more, but maybe sometimes it's hard for you to do so. So that's how other people are seeing it. The thing is, okay, I'll get into what I see just now. The thing is, we have Temperance reversed here. We have the Justice card, and we have the Eight of Wands. So you could be that type of person that has no problem standing up for others, but when it comes to yourself, there's a little bit of a struggle there. And there's something about maybe some of you working in the justice system or law, or maybe some of you are studying law, or you just love to stand up for the underdog, for people that maybe can't defend themselves. Or there's something about always trying to treat people the way you want to be treated, like trying to be honest and just give people the treatment that they deserve and that you would expect in return. Excuse me. That you would expect in return. I don't know why I said respect. So maybe there's something about like trying to respect other people and also have other people respect you. Temperance in reverse tells me you've had a lot of imbalanced connections within your life, where maybe you had to learn from these connections in some way, shape, or form, where maybe there was some sense of power play here. I do feel like some of you have been in these situations a lot, where it's almost like one person had more power than the other, and it was like they were treating you unfairly. Or maybe you've struggled with imbalances yourself, where sometimes you go to extremes, like one or the other, and you're trying to work on this quality of yourself in terms of how you view yourself. Maybe you're trying to integrate more balance into your life with temperance and justice showing up at the same time. With the Eight of Wands, you're trying to move forward from the things that happened to you and live out your purpose and become your dream version of self. So that's what I'm seeing in terms of how you view yourself. Next, you have the Fool, you have the Four of Pentacles, and you have the Hanged Woman. I see something about other people seeing you as like you're big on loyalty. Like loyalty is an important thing for you. People see you as a free-spirited person. People also see you as a person that may talk about things, like talk about certain decisions you want to make before you make it. You may be that type of person that kind of talks to your friends first before you make a decision, where you also try to get other people's opinions or advice on certain situations because you like hearing other people's perspectives, especially like the people that know you best, where you're trying to figure out if it's really the best decision for you, before you just take that leap of faith with the Fool. But once you figure out what you want to do, um, or maybe you write it down and you try to figure out what you want to do, then you are very courageous and you take the leap of faith. but you're very careful when making decisions. That's what I see. Like, you also try to stick to the facts of the situation when you're speaking to somebody. Um, so, for example, you're telling somebody something that happened. You try to tell the facts only of the situation instead of how you feel about it. And that's what I'm getting here. Like, maybe you have a very analytical mind. Maybe you're a lot more logical in some way. Um, Maybe you are emotional, but you don't always express that to the world. And so maybe other people would see you as the type of person that's a lot more logical than emotional, or like a little bit distant or aloof. Maybe some of you have air energy, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. But the truth is, I think you do have an emotional side to you. You just share it with the people closest to you, or maybe sometimes you struggle sharing it with people in general. So maybe your closest friends or family could see you differently, where they see you as like both emotional and logical in some way. And with the Fool here, you are very free spirited as well. I don't know if I've already mentioned that. Maybe you love adventure. The way she's kind of walking on this card across the tree branch makes me think of adventure and like finding something new or exploring. Maybe some of you like to hike or travel. People also see you as someone that doesn't really need much. So I'm picking up on somebody that would go backpacking through Europe or something like that, where like you don't need much, even if you stay in like motels or a caravan or something. I don't really know. There's something about I don't need much. I just want to travel. So that's what I see. There could also be something about like you graduating from college, or um having to pay student loans, something like that, or having to save up money to go to college, or studying and working at the same time because maybe you had to like save money and you couldn't rely on your parents, so maybe you had to find your own independence at an early age. Or maybe people view you as somebody that grew up too soon, but you still try to let that childlike energy of you out, where you're playful and explore. People could see you as a high achiever, or somebody where maybe like you had strict parents, or people put high expectations of you to achieve things, or maybe you put that onto yourself. With the Hanged Woman, people have seen you this way for a long time. I'm not sure why, but they have. But people could also see you as somebody that sometimes is like in limbo when it comes to decisions you want to make. And maybe that's why you sometimes go to others for advice, where you try to get their perspectives on it, because sometimes you really just don't know. You try to see it in different perspectives, but you can't figure out what decision's best for you. So that's what I'm seeing here. And there's nothing wrong with that. So pile number 2, how do they see themselves? We have the Page of Pentacles, we have the Queen of Cups, and we have the Two of Wands, as well as the Strength card. So maybe some of you are mothers right now, or I'm even seeing single mothers, or maybe you had a child at a young age or something like that. Or maybe some of you had to nurture your own inner child. There's also Leo energy here, and Pisces. And what I feel here from this pile is like you've had to learn to love yourself, nurture yourself, develop more self-love, where you know your worth and where you really hone in on what you do want. Figure out what you want for yourself and what you want from your life. Because maybe, like I said, in terms of how other people were viewing you, it's like maybe you were kind of in limbo. You didn't know what decisions to make for yourself. You didn't know what you wanted for your life at one point. But now you're trying to figure out what you truly want. And I guess people haven't seen that yet. I do see that people, well, you see yourself as somebody that deals with challenges quite well, that's very strong and resilient. And I think people do see you that way too. But I don't think they exactly know the struggles you've been through in life. or how you got through it. There's something about creativity, and there's something about like a close connection to the mother or grandmother that you have. There's also something about you. I keep getting something about studying, learning, loving to learn, and having to grow up from a young age. So this is what I have for you. When it comes to yourself, I feel like the way other people see you and the way you see yourself, there are some kind of similarities here, but also differences. So let me know how this resonated for you in the comments. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hi there, my pile number threes. If you chose this agate crystal in the Light Seers Tarot, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at how you see yourself versus how other people see you. So please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. If you do find yourself resonating with these messages, then please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Also, if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, please find my email address in the description box below. I am taking my last 3 bookings for the year and I'm almost fully booked. So if you don't want to miss out, you know what to do. So on this side, we're going to take a look at how other people see you, and on this side, we're going to take a look at how you see yourself and compare the two. So let's go ahead and shuffle the cards that you chose. Spirit guides of pile number 3. Spirit guides of pile number 3. How do other people see them? You have the 5 of Wands. How do other people see them? You have the Knight of Wands. And you have the 6 of Pentacles. How you see yourself? You have the 2 of Wands. You have the Hermit. And you have the 3 of Pentacles. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is there could be this misconception of you that people have. So take it as it resonates, but I don't take this personally, but I'm seeing that people could see you as the type of person that could be combative or defensive with the 5 of Wands. But in my humble opinion, when I look at your energy and like the way you're viewing yourself, with the 3 of Pentacles, you're just trying to, it feels like you're just trying to communicate to people maybe what they did wrong, or trying to communicate certain feelings you have, but then you're trying to work together with them. And these could be people you're close to, like friends and things like that. And then maybe other people view internet and then they think, oh, you're trying to pick a fight, or you're trying to cause a fight with this person, or maybe they view it that way. I don't know. But these, I'm picking up on like friendships or people that are close to you or coworkers or something like that, where you're just trying to work with them, not against them. You're trying to communicate. With the Hermit, I can see that you view yourself as a very self-aware person. And one thing I will say about you is with the 6 of Pentacles, people see you as a type of person that gives what you're given back. So let's say somebody is coming up to you and is like friendly to you, you're going to be friendly back. But if they're rude to you, you're going to match that vibe or energy and mirror to them what they're giving to you. And that's what I'm seeing with the 5 of Wands, 6 of Pentacles. And maybe there's something about like, I feel the need to defend myself because as I'm in your energy, I feel like some people have misunderstood you. I don't think everyone views you this way, but maybe like outside people that have seen this, where when I'm in your energy, I feel a throat chakra blockage that you're trying to clear. And what that essentially means is you've stuffed down your feelings for so long. You haven't stood up for yourself for so long. You haven't expressed your truth for so long. And maybe some of you were in that people pleaser mindset or mentality, which that did come up in pile 1, but this is like a different vibe and energy. And maybe there's something about like I'm trying to stand up for myself more. Maybe I notice when I don't stand up for myself, people walk all over me and they treat me with disrespect and they treat me however they want to treat me. So maybe you are trying out a different method now, letting go of that one method of just like turning the other cheek and being the bigger person, because maybe you notice that like being the bigger person didn't get you anywhere in life and actually made people almost like disrespect you. And there's nothing wrong with being the bigger person. I think each side has its pros and cons. And I do understand the energy. I understand it completely. But I also understand that when certain people get away with things over and over again, they keep doing it to you and they keep disrespecting you. So sometimes we have to call people out on their BS so that they finally respect us and stop treating us however. And I feel like you've dealt with that a lot in your life and you're trying to like be self-aware and trying to communicate in the best possible way without causing conflicts. But then some people just take it too far where it becomes a fight even though you weren't trying to make it a fight. And that's what I see with the Three of Pentacles, Five of Wands, where it's like you're just reacting to what they're giving to you, and people might not see you as bad for this actually, but they see you as like, okay, I'm contributing to this, if that makes sense. um Maybe these people have the mindset of like you should just be the bigger person. But I think you've been the bigger person for so long, like I said, and it just got you mistreated in certain situations. So let's say, for example, you were in a toxic workplace and you finally stood up for yourself in that environment and spoke out against what was happening, like the unfairness there. And now you are getting in trouble for something you didn't even cause. You know what I mean? Just for speaking up. And it almost is, it triggers me to see this because some people, they think that, okay, just because you're standing up for yourself now you're the one that's like causing trouble, when it's not true. Because I've had people act like this towards me, where like I'm in a situation and I'm standing up for myself, and then they look at the situation from the outside perspective where they have no idea what's going on, and they think I'm the one that's causing the fight. Meanwhile, the other person was doing that to me. You know what I mean? So I honestly get the energy, and then you'll have some people that are being like, "Oh, don't be so dramatic, like it's such a small thing." And they kind of like invalidate your feelings, and you're allowed to stand up for yourself. You're allowed to call people out on their ish, you know what I mean? And that's what I want to say. I want to validate your feelings, that you're allowed to do that. There's nothing wrong with doing that. You're allowed to defend yourself. Because if you notice that keeping quiet actually makes the situation, the issue worse, then I think using that other method can be okay, just depending on how you use it and how you're communicating. And some people just love to cause fights where even if you try to communicate with them in healthy ways, they will just cause a fight with you because they don't want to take accountability or whatever. We have the Death and Rebirth card in the reverse. You have the Eight of Wands. There could be a lot of fire energy in this pile. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, the Hangman reverse. Okay, so I think that these are kind of like people that are viewing it like they have a different perception than you. Maybe because they've never been in your shoes. They've never been in your situation where maybe toxic people took advantage of the fact that you weren't standing up for yourself, and maybe you've had to learn to be tough and strong and stand up for yourself and not let people walk all over you, especially like in toxic environments, you know what I mean? Maybe you grew up in a toxic environment in your family. Maybe you grew up around like bullies and things like that. Maybe for some of you it was like a toxic workplace environment. But whatever it is, they just haven't walked in your shoes to understand it, because the way they're viewing it is like, I usually kill it with kindness, and I usually change the energy around and I'm kind to them even though maybe they're rude to me. but they're just not seeing it in your perspective. So I want to say that don't take it personally, because maybe they view it in a very different perspective to you. Maybe they like sort of handle things in a very different way to you. And that doesn't mean you're wrong for handling things the way you do, because I think you've had to learn to be this way to survive. With the Eight of Wands and the Hangman reverse, I think people can see though that you're not the one that caused this, that you're the one that's just defending yourself against what's happening to you, if that makes sense. And people see you as a person that is maybe like quick to anger, but also quick to let it go. Like you don't hold on to it forever. Like let's say you and your friend have a disagreement. Maybe you're angry at each other that day, but then later you make up and you find a way to apologize to each other and take accountability of whatever happened and see things from the other person's perspectives so that you can both understand each other's side of the story. So that's what I'm seeing. It's like you have this fighter spirit, but not in a bad way. It's like you also fight for what you want in life. You really take what you want from life. I'm hearing something that's really funny, but I don't know if I want to say it because it's embarrassing to say. I'm just gonna say it, but please don't judge me because I'm hearing this. I'm literally hearing this. Like you grab life by the balls. That's what I'm hearing. Um, there's something about like when you want something, like for example, let's say you want a career opportunity, you don't take no for an answer. You really go for it. I'm seeing the movie The Devil Wears Prada, and how if you've ever watched that movie, like she applies for this fashion like job or something like that, and the woman, like the boss there, very much like looks at her like she can't do the job, and she proves her wrong in the end, where she becomes like one of the best employees. And yeah, so that's what I'm seeing. It's like you prove people wrong as well, maybe when they underestimate you, because you really fight for what you want. You fight to be seen. You know what I mean? You don't just like let opportunities go. You really like try to prove people to people that you're good for the job or that you can do this, if they do underestimate you. It's like you prove people wrong, and that's how other people are seeing you. You could also be seen as somebody that is highly ambitious and like you want to achieve a lot in your life. And for you, maybe you're somebody that wants quick success. Or you want to make money quickly. Like you don't, like you do put in a lot of effort, but you also don't want to like um work all day every single day because your time is important to you. So maybe it's like I'm working smarter, not harder, something like that. Or I'm trying to work at an efficient pace, not rushing through it, but an efficient pace where I'm not like too slow with what I do. Or maybe there's something about talking fast, walking fast, being like a fast-paced person, or like living a busy or fast-paced life where I don't see you like slowing down or anything like that. Or at least that's just how other people are viewing you. I see a lot of healing from heartbreak, healing from toxic connections, and finding safety and security within yourself, and also a strong focus on your career. So, how they see themselves. We have the Tower reversed. We have the Four of Swords. Okay, a bunch of cards just fell. Just give me a second. You have the Queen of Wands. So maybe some of you love cats. How you see yourself. You could see yourself as this person that is like almost opposite of how other people are seeing you. With the Four of Swords, you could see yourself as somebody that is chill, that's laid back, that likes to relax. So you're seeing yourself a lot different to how other people are seeing you. Maybe I don't know what the deal is here, why this is, but maybe there's something about like, okay, I do have a busy life, but maybe I do things fast and I'm like very focused when I'm at work, but then when I'm at home, I'm relaxing. So people aren't seeing what I'm doing at home. Maybe they're just assuming I'm always like this. Or maybe there's something about like, yeah, I do work very hard and I do have a busy life, but I also take time to rest. But you don't see that because I'm at home resting. It's kind of giving me that vibe. So take it as it resonates. I'm hearing it's not fair. So maybe you felt like certain situations you were put in were not fair and like you had to defend yourself. And I honestly get it. Like going back to that first energy I spoke about, or something about like life isn't fair, but I will like change my situation. There's almost this energy of like, if life isn't fair, then I'm gonna play by my own rules. I'm gonna make it work for me. I'm gonna try to learn how to like boost myself to the top because I'm seeing somebody being boosted to the top. Like in movies when somebody's like trying to climb over a wall and then the other person's giving them a boost. I'm seeing that. And or if things have happened to you that were unfair or people treated you in unfair ways, it's like you stood up for yourself, but then people made it seem like you were just being they almost like invalidated your feelings where they made you feel like you were being dramatic or like you were being overly emotional, overly sensitive about the situation, which you're not. You're allowed to feel any type of way about a situation, and if you bring it up to a person and you try to communicate with them in a healthy way, then you're actually being the healthy person. They're the ones that are avoiding accountability or gaslighting you by invalidating your emotions. Whether they do that on purpose or not, it's still not okay. I think you've had a lot of sadness and pain in your life, and maybe that's how you see yourself, like as this almost like sad person with the Five of Cups. But other people see you as like this very vibrant, outgoing person, which is really interesting because maybe you see yourself as somebody that is sensitive or cries a lot or has a lot of pain within. But maybe other people don't see that exactly because they haven't looked deep enough into you. With the Queen of Wands, you do have that outgoing, bubbly side, but um, you're not always like that. And I feel like you are healing your pain. You are healing your pain. So I don't think if you see yourself as like a sad or gloomy person, I could disagree with that. I think you're just healing. I think you're just going through a lot of emotions. And I think you've just had a lot happen to you where maybe you would perceive yourself that way, if you do resonate with that, of course. And again, it's like you see yourself as a self aware person, somebody that's trying to learn about yourself, somebody that's trying to heal from your pain, learn about your pain. Um, Something about that's coming through. You could see yourself as like fierce and confident or you're trying to be fierce and confident. Some of you could have a cat or just pets of your own, and you could love this cat or pet. Some of you could also deal with really bad anxiety or overthinking since the Nine of Swords is at the back of the deck, or insomnia, I'm hearing, or depression and or anxiety. Of course, I'm not a psychologist. I can't diagnose anybody, but I'm feeling into the energies. I'm also seeing something about like I'm trying to fix things. Um I'm trying to fix a certain relationship with a certain person, or I'm trying to like put the pieces of my heart back together, fix it. I'm trying to develop and grow as a person, like almost like learn from past mistakes, things like that. So that's very interesting. So you have other cards that fall on the floor for how other people see you. So you have the Three of Cups, you have the Knight of Cups, and the Seven of Wands. Let me just straighten this out. So Seven of Wands could be a defensiveness like we spoke about before, a fighter spirit, like you learning how to defend yourself, which there's nothing wrong with. Again, it's valid. Because sometimes you have to stand up for yourself in certain situations. And I think you're developing that emotional intelligence to know which situations are worth fighting over and which aren't. like what's worth it mentally for you. Because, okay, for me, when I learned to set boundaries, which I'm still learning every single day, sometimes it's hard for me to bring up like difficult conversations to people. So when I do, it takes a lot of courage from my side. But sometimes what I've learned over time is some battles are worth fighting over, some just aren't that important. So, let's say somebody does something small and I know I'm going to get over it and I know it's nothing worth having a conversation over, then sometimes I'll just let it slide. Unless I notice them doing it over and over again, whether it's a pattern, then I'll bring it up if it really bothers me. But I feel like you will learn to find that balance of like the appropriate time and place and the appropriate way to bring up certain things like in a healthy way that prevents arguments and fighting and things like that, and more so helps you like develop healthier connections with people, and that comes with practice. So that's what I want to say, don't be too hard on yourself. But people still see you as a loving person. People still see you as somebody that wears your heart on your sleeve. But people may also see you as a person that has been bullied or attacked a lot by others. So, like, you've had to learn to become tough and strong and defend yourself and not let, like, people walk all over you or treat you however. But you're a lover at heart. Um, and there's something about, like, you loving love or loving romance, being a very romantic person, being a good friend. People know that if they were to be a friend, you'd be a really good friend. So that's how people are viewing you. People also see you as a fun person to be around. Again, very outgoing, very fun, pleasurable to be around. Maybe you enjoy the little pleasures of life. You also like romantic gestures. So that's what I'm seeing. Like, if you were to date somebody or if you are in a relationship, you love receiving like romantic gifts, even if it's flowers or a love letter and things like that. Maybe you love romance movies, things like that, romance books. I'm also seeing like a love for wine for somebody, not everybody. So you have the Five of Pentacles here. You have the Nine of Wands. You have the Knight of Pentacles and the Sun reversed. You could view yourself as an overall unhappy person. However, other people view you as like a bubbly person with the Sun reversed. Where maybe you've been struggling to feel happy lately, and if you are struggling with your mental health, please reach out to somebody for help. Please reach out to somebody that can support you, because you're not going through this alone, and there are people that can help if it's really bad. Um, and what I want to say here is, I feel like you just have a lot of pain and trauma that has been put on you that maybe it affects the way you see yourself in maybe more of a negative light. And with the Nine of Wands here, I'm feeling something from somebody here. This won't resonate with everybody, but um maybe somebody has called you like a problem child or a troubled child before, and you internalize that. Or maybe your family or people you were growing up with made you feel like you were the problem, or you were always the one bringing up things and making things hard and making things challenging, which I don't think is true at all. I think from a young age you've brought things up and people didn't like that you were bringing up things, calling them out on things, and they pinned it on you, which is also not fair. But I think some of you have internalized that, where you've viewed yourself as like a person that is always trying to create problems out of nothing, which is not true. Because your feelings are valid again. If you feel some type of way about a situation, you are allowed to bring it up for your own peace of mind. Okay, so with the Knight of Pentacles, maybe this is something you've consistently thought over time based on the way you've been feeling like your whole life. And maybe with the Knight of Pentacles, you are trying to like improve yourself along with the Hermit, the Five of Cups, heal yourself. You're consistently doing this, right? So Maybe you also view yourself as a person that struggles with consistency, but like is trying to be more consistent since the Nine of Wands is next to this, or something about like struggling to remember things or retain information on certain situations. But your struggles don't define you, my pile number threes. That's what I want to say. Okay, other people. So you have the Page of Swords, you have the Judgment card, and you have last two cards, Eight of Pentacles reversed and the Nine of Swords. So maybe people do see that you've had struggles with anxiety, overthinking, or insomnia, but they see it as a result of maybe the things you've been through, where there's this understanding here, there's this compassion here that they're having for you. And um I almost see them telling you like, don't worry, don't overthink, like everything's gonna be okay. And these would probably be people that know you on a deeper level. That's what I feel intuitively, or just have seen like deeper sides of you. Even if they're not close to you, it's like they're seeing you deeply. So maybe some people put in the effort to see you deeply, some people don't. But I think that people that do, you will know who they are. And I'd say keep them close to you, keep them close to your heart. People see you as a person that's trying to integrate new beginnings in your life and get out of old patterns or habits that may be unhealthy or negative for you. Maybe there's something about like, I'm taking a break from work for my own mental health or from school. Or maybe other people are viewing you as a type of person that is like learning to take breaks from work. And or maybe some of you had this energy of like overworking yourself in terms of like how other people were viewing you. Or maybe some of you again work smarter, not harder. And people see you as a person that loves to learn, that is very curious, that is non-judgmental in some way, like you understand people deeply. People also see you as somebody that is innovative, that has really great ideas. Something about like liking mysteries or mystery movies, something about liking to read, something about clumsiness is coming through. So that's what I'm getting for you, pile number three. I do hope this reading resonated. Let me know if it did down below in the comments. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.